She was an underdog going into her fight. In fact, our very own GC picked her as the underdog, but I know a lot of people weren't. She won in the first round against the former UFC title contender, the Olympic silver medalist, Sara McMann. She is the pride of Northern Ireland. She is the one and only Leah McCourt, who's kind enough to join us right now. Hello, Leah. How are you? Great to have you on the show.
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, it's a pleasure. I really do think that you were one of, if not the star of the weekend for your win and the way in which you won. 11 pro fights at this point, and you've fought all over the place. I can't imagine you've had a bigger moment than Saturday night. That was the biggest moment, the biggest win of your career, yes?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a hard journey and so much shit's happened to get here. And I just was finally happy to kind of show a bit of my potential and what I'm capable of. Like I've got such a great team around me and I just wanted to do it for them. And so much hard work has went into this camp. We knew she was going to be a tough fight. She's an amazing competitor and athlete. And, just a testament to working so hard in the gym every day and getting ragdolled by all the guys. Yeah.
What was your confidence like going into this fight? Because, like I said, great credentials. She has great resume. Maybe on paper, the toughest opponent you faced so far. And you went in there like a freaking boss, chin up, hands up, and you dismantled her in the first round. It was incredible to watch. How were you feeling though going into the fight? Did you believe you could do that?
I have like the worst nerves and anxiety probably that anybody can ever have. But like I woke up in like a puddle of sweat fight day. I always do. I'm always so nervous. I doubt myself so much, and I just think I get my belief from my team. They believe so much in me, and my friends and family that have been on this journey. They're like you can be a champion. You're going to be a world champion, and I think that I got confidence definitely from the cat fight. I feel like going in there and hanging with her and just being able to impose like what I wanted to do. I got that confidence from that fight. So like I always believed I can do it, but obviously fight night anything can happen. And when she got in the cage, I thought, oh, this is gonna be a hard night. She's jacked. I was like, this is gonna be hard work, but I was proud of myself.
Yeah, and not only like you didn't have to go the distance, you stopped her in the first round. It was really incredible to watch. When the referee pulled you off when you realized that you had done it, can you describe that
Yeah,
emotion, that feeling?
just like overwhelming. I've had such a hard year. I've had some of the darkest days of my life this year, and even this past couple of months, I was like, how can I keep putting myself through this? How can I keep doing this? And it was such a feeling of relief. Even this, like my nickname's the curse for a reason, and everyone's like, when you write your book and people actually see what's happened in your life, they're going to be like, what? But even last week, I was in hospital when I landed in San Diego. I woke up and I couldn't speak, I couldn't breathe, my throat was like closed over. I was so ill. This was like just Monday, and I was like, "Oh, I can't believe this is going to happen again. I'm going to have to maybe pull out." But do you know what? I kept praying and kept believing that I could get there. And I felt in myself, I was like, I don't know if my lungs can do this, can get to 3 rounds. I was like, you might have to finish it the first round. I'm so relieved they did.
Wow. And so what happened to you? Why did you feel that?
So I had it was some infection. I think I must have got it on the plane. I don't know. I went to urgent care. They were like, yeah, your throat's bad. I couldn't speak. Molly has videos of me. I physically couldn't speak, and I don't know what. I was just must have picked up some sort of infection. And every day, even the first day, I had to rest totally. Like Tuesday, I did training on Wednesday. I was starting to cut weight, and I was like, oh my god, my like lungs were on fire. It was like a swollen glass. And then each day, I just kept getting that little bit better. And I felt okay on fight night, but I was in the back of my head. I was like, if this is a 3 round war, you might struggle.
Wow. Have you ever felt that before?
Um, I've been sick in fights, but probably not this unwell fight week.
Wow. That is, so that probably accentuated your nerves and anxiety and things of that nature,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, totally. But I don't know. It's like when I'm nervous right up until I get to the warm up room, and then I just like go zen, and I just like there's something comes over me, and I'm just like, right, we're here. We're going to get the job done.
Can I ask, you just said that this past year has been one of the toughest and the last few months have been some of the toughest. Can I ask why?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. I just definitely have had such a tough like mentally year with a lot of different situations, and it's just like what else can life throw you? What else can happen to try and deter you from your goals? And yeah, just a lot of times I was like, I don't know if I can keep putting myself through this. In camp, I live in Belfast and I have to leave Isabella every week. I fly over on Sunday and home on a Friday. So I'm in Liverpool like Sunday to Friday. I see Isabella at the weekends, and then I'm back in camp again. So there's a lot of flying, a lot of like
Oh, wow.
stuff that goes on. But yeah, it's been a tough journey, and coming off that cat loss, it was devastated, and a lot of people felt like I won that fight, and to come away and after working so hard with the team and not getting a decision, I was like, I need to win this. I need to make a statement.
And just curious, obviously you train with a great team in Liverpool, but have you ever considered, just to make your life easier, moving to Liverpool or just training in Belfast just to alleviate some of that stress?
So I used to when I lived in Belfast, I used to train in SPG and Old Roddy's gym. I used to do like the 2-hour drive like each way every day to training, and there's nowhere really for me in Belfast. And Isabella is at school there, so like her happiness and like she's like getting straight A's in school. I've got a great family, so it's like she's definitely like the priority. Her, as a child growing up and having my family around her, that's my priority. And she's at that age that I've been able to now leave and train full time at Next Gen. I've always trained there back and forth from the start of my pro career, but the fact that the last 3 camps I've been able to just do my full camp there, it's been a lot better. And I think you can see that in my progress.
Who nicknamed you the Curse?
It was Molly.
And why?
It's like I used to drive to Dublin and things would happen. Like my car would blow up on the way to training, or like every single week or day something like dramatic happens. It's like if something goes wrong, it's going to happen to me.
Jeez. And are you okay with like before the fight, they say the curse, like just having that hang over your head? Are you okay with that? Usually,
no, I'm not okay. I'm like, the announcer always says, "Do you want me to say the curse?" I'm like, "No, don't say the curse. People just call me that. Don't say that."
Oh my.
In the cage.
Yeah, or maybe you could spin it as though like fighting you is a curse. Like you bring the curse on other people. Maybe that could be.
Let's say that. Yeah, definitely.
And so you win that fight, and then you're gearing up to watch Cris fight Katzengano, who you just fought, wonderfully. You lost a razor thin decision. Did you think Cris would, I don't want to say easily get by Kat, but it was fairly one sided as well. Did you feel like that would happen in that fight?
Yeah, to be fair, I did, and the whole camp, I was like, in my mind, I was envisioning face off against Cyborg in the cage. I was like really believing that was going to happen that night. And after I won, I was like to Kogan, can I get in? Can I get in when she wins? And he was like, yeah, okay. So I was like, it's like that photo is just like what I had in my head, like my whole camp. And I think just to get to this point in my career is like unbelievable.
Was that surreal? Squaring off against one of the greatest ever like that?
Totally surreal. It's like just where I've come from and just everything that I've been through, and to get to that moment is, it was unbelievable.
And then, like you're talking about your bad luck and things like that. I can't help but think about just like, okay, you reach this point, you have the biggest win of your career.
I know. Yeah. I know everything's up in there.
Yes.
That's exactly what I
said. I don't mean to harp on that, but the future of Bellator is very up in the air. So is there a part of you that's like, oh, geez, just my luck. I get here, I'm staring at Cris Cyborg, I beat her, it's the biggest win by far, and who knows what the hell's going on.
I know. Like I was told that, if that fight can happen in Belfast. Obviously I'm so proud to be from Belfast. We've had such massive fight nights and friends with Carl Frampton. I grew up going to watch the boxing with my granddad. These are big arenas, and Mick Conlan and Tyson Fury had big fight nights there, and I was like, I want to be the female, I want to be the girl that brings like the biggest show to Belfast. I want to bring just for everyone there, for all sides of the community. And then, I still, do you know what? In my heart of hearts, I believe it's going to happen. I believe I'm going to fight Cyborg in Belfast.
She retweeted the picture with the Japanese flag, and it seemed like that's something that she's trying to push, maybe for like the Ryzen end of the year show. Is that something that you've been told is a possibility for you guys?
No. All I was told is that, like, if it's going to happen, we could do it in Belfast. So,
do you think she would go to Belfast?
Yeah, I think she would.
I don't think she would, to be honest.
I don't know if it was her or her partner said, hopefully we can do Belfast.
Oh, okay.
Or something. Yeah, I think so.
All right. Credit to her.
I think she wants to fight in Japan before the end of her career, but I think that fight would make sense in Belfast.
If they said to you, hey, we have a deal where, some of the contracts are going to go fight in Rise and whatever, like, would you do that on December 31st?
I don't know. I'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Belfast.
You don't even want to talk about Japan as a possibility. You're just trying
Yeah.
to push everything to Belfast. By the way, you speak of, and actually, coincidentally, they just announced a return to Belfast with Mick Conlan this past weekend with Matchroom.
Yeah.
So big fights are coming to
Amazing
Belfast.
card.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great card. I always go and support the
Why
boys.
did you choose MMA and not, follow the path of a Frampton or a Conlan back in the day? Why didn't you go down the women's boxing route?
Because I did judo from a child, and I've always, when I used to watch the Olympics, I used to watch martial arts. I used to love watching all the different aspects. And I started training in an MMA after I had Isabella. I started training in an MMA gym and just was just fascinated. I just loved it, and I loved the fact that you could grapple, you could do jiu-jitsu, and you could strike as well. So yes, definitely MMA in my heart, not boxing.
Okay. Your parents put you in judo, right?
Yeah, my dad did. Yeah.
Just because, or did he practice as well?
No, so he's actually from Liverpool. So I'm actually half Scots, half
Oh, wow.
Irish. Yeah, so it's fighting was definitely in my blood. But no, he had three daughters, so he wanted us to learn how to defend ourselves. I think he grew up in a bit of a rough place, and he wanted us to know how to look after ourselves. But judo back then, and funny enough, when I came out of the cage, Ronda Rousey's mum was there, and she came over and she was like, "I loved your throws," and I was like, "Oh, like the queen!" I was like, she is like the icon legend. And I said, Ronda, I have Ronda's book. I read it a few times. I had it this week. I said I've got her book, and she texted Ronda, and Ronda was like, "Oh, amazing!" But yeah, it was so cool to see so many legends there that weekend at Bellator 300. It was amazing.
Have you ever met Ronda?
No, never.
Wow.
But she's the original, that. She's the reason why most of us girls are here and why we believe that we could do it.
And her being a judoka probably gave you inspiration as well, right? That her style, that style could translate to mixed martial arts.
Yeah, I was never her level in judo whatsoever. I have a black belt, but I had one good throw, and it still works. So it's done me good.
And your sisters also practice, but correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't really go down the path that you went down to become a pro fighter. Why is it that you went down that path and they didn't?
Probably because I'm crazy. I don't know. But I just I've always loved competing. I grew up and I was in every sports team. I was in I was national chess champion. I was a show jumper. I had horses too. I was doing judo. I was doing basketball. I was doing hockey. I was just my competitive nature is just in my blood. And yeah, but speaking of that though, my sister, she fosters kids, and one of the little girls she has at the minute is doing judo.
Wow.
And she's only 6, and she's amazing. And she's up watching my fight with my Isabella and screaming at the TV. So it was just the best feeling to bring that win home for them.
Your daughter is now, I think you had your daughter when you were 18, correct?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How old is she now?
She's 13.
13. Does she say that she wants to practice and fight and follow in your footsteps?
No, not at all. We're best friends. She's my biggest fan, but she's the total opposite. She plays electric guitar and is a straight A student, and she loves coming to the fights and supporting and watching. She's the best child. I am so blessed by God with her. She is her grace and elegance. She's the best human, and she definitely is my biggest motivation. But she's not gonna fight. She loves training. We train together, we go to the gym, but no, she's not into it.
No interest whatsoever in even competing in judo or anything like that. And does that make you happy? Would you prefer that she doesn't have interest?
I just want her to be happy. I'm not pushy. As long as she's happy. I think the world is crazy at the minute with what's just everything that's happening, and I just want her to be content and happy. That's my biggest wish.
Could I ask you, how would you describe the vibe? We were talking about the vibe around the event, not knowing about the future of Bellator. What was it like being there behind the scenes? I know you're close with a lot of people. They've been very good to you. How would you describe the vibe surrounding the event?
Yeah, there was definitely the magnitude of the event. Even the staff were my family. I can't say enough good things about Mike Hogan, what they've done for me, Jude Samuels, MJ, all the behind the scenes staff, Cooker, Jordan, everyone. It's when I signed to Bellator, I was living in my mum's house, and me and Isabella were in a room, in the same room. I had nothing, and then it's where I've this company has taken me and the opportunities it's given me, and I've been around the world fighting. It's like, it's definitely, if it does come to an end, it'll be so sad, so heartbreaking. And I think you're the likes of Mike, and it's changed so many people's lives. He's such a good human, and if we're not going to continue, I'll be devastated. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about like the people here and how great they are.
Did it feel like the end of something?
A little bit. It did feel a bit, because of the kind of the magnitude and some of the wording that people were saying. But I haven't been told. Well, I don't really think nobody knows for sure what's happening. But it's in God's hands, and I just have to trust that everything will work out.
By the way,
and everybody that is going to be looked after, like, it's sad for the staff. Like, I don't like people losing their jobs or whatever. I pray that they are looked after as well.
Perhaps on a positive note, and I echo everything that you're saying. It sucks when there are mergers and people lose their jobs. And Bellator has had an important place in the sport for many, many years. And I know the people that you're talking about, and they're all very good people. But a Leah McCourt versus Kayla Harrison judo versus judo fight is a pretty big deal too. And I mean, maybe it's not Cyborg in your eyes, but I'm interested in that. Are you?
I've actually never thought about it, but yeah, she's another elite athlete, world-class athlete. That would definitely be an exciting fight. I'm interested in bantamweight or featherweight. I could go to both. So
okay,
who knows where I'll end up if this is
more options. That is good. By the way, you talked about like your situation when you were found. How did you get signed by Bellator all those years ago?
So it was so like, this is like the most bizarre story ever. So I was fighting obviously on a different promotion, and I had 2 fights with them, and I wasn't getting another fight. I kept emailing, texting, ringing. And when I signed to them, Jude was working with Bama, and I was going between the 2 promotions. So I went with, not with Bama, obviously. And I hadn't spoken to Jude in about 2 years at this point. And I got an email that morning saying that we're going to let you go. We're not interested in developing that division, and there's no fights for you. And I remember getting in my car thinking, what am I going to do? Like, I turned down fighting with Bama. I have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to fight. And coincidentally, 2 hours later, Jude texted me and said, "Hey, Leah, what are you up to? Do you want to fight for Bellator?" And offered me a contract with Bellator, not knowing that I was out of contract that morning.
Wow.
With the other promotion. Like, that is God. Like, I believe, like, that was just like, it was just so crazy. I'll never forget that day that I was like in despair. I was like, what am I going to do next? Like, there's nowhere for me to fight. And then all of a sudden Jude texts me and give me that opportunity.
So you're not a curse. That's a good thing. That's
a blessing.
Yes.
I'm the blessed curse.
Yes. I think in this new era, you should be Leah the Blessing McCourt, something like that, or the Blessed Curse, at least, if you want to do a little. I don't mind that. You tweeted you'll show everyone how great you are. Do you feel like a lot of people are counting you out against Cris, and do you like that position?
Of course they are. They've already started Twitter. Everybody's already ripping that. But do you know what? I just as much as I doubt everything I ever do, and I have definitely struggled with self-belief, like, from the start of this journey, I believed I'm going to fight Cris Cyborg and become a world champion. And I think of the correct team around me, of the right people around me. Finally, I've been through so much experience. And I think that, with Team Next Gen, Paul, Ellis, the coaches, like, we can prepare correctly for this fight. I think I'll probably cry every day because it'll be so hard. But I definitely have that, God-given belief that I'm going to be world champion.
Something that gives you such anxiety, nerves, stress. You still love doing it though. Like you're talking about.
I know.
Why?
Every fight day, I say I'm never doing this again. I am never ever. And the more I'm sitting thinking, why did I do this to myself? And then the next morning, I'm like, win or lose. What date can I fight next? When's the next fight date? It's just such a mental battle. But I think probably most fighters say that, but I don't care that I verbalize it.
And I can't imagine what that Monday morning feeling is like after a win like this, right? Like everything, all the food must taste amazing. The air must feel amazing. Like, just life must be incredible just coming off that relief, right?
Yeah, it's like, I never get too elated. It's like, what I feel is like contentment, like a couple of days of contentment. Like, okay, right, you can slow down, you can breathe, you can like enjoy life a bit, because I think as fighters we have to be so selfish and so like the world has to revolve around us. We have to, you know, everything has to be about us, about our training, about our food, about our time. And I can like go and be a mom. I can take my little foster niece out with Isabella. I can like do things that make me happy.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of happiness, that clip of your corner, including Molly, celebrating. Have you seen that clip, and how does that make you feel to see the
I've
joy?
I've watched it about 1,000 times. Like it's the best clip. Just seeing there, I just wanted to do it for them and not let them down. They put so much work into me and so much belief, and we've had such amazing experiences the past, past year or two, and just so happy to do them proud. I just wanted to make them proud.
Yeah, I love clips like that to see how happy the teammates and the corner is for the fighter. It's a beautiful thing. Perhaps next up is a big win for Katie Taylor in Dublin. Will you be going to that one?
Yeah, and Chantal Cameron's already texted me. She says I'll be helping you for that cyborg fight, because obviously me and Chantal are really good friends, and it's tough for me because I respect and love Katie. She's always been one of my superheroes, but at the same time, I always believed Chantal was going to do that, and yeah, I'll definitely be down there supporting both.
Okay, I love it. Well, very happy for you. Congratulations. Incredible stuff, really, to see you do that to someone like Sara, and how long we've been watching you at this point in Bellator was really cool to see. And then to have that moment as well, very cool as well. So enjoy it, soak it all in. Thank you for coming on. All the best to you. And
Thank you.
I hope that you get that fight in the very near future.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Take care. There she is, Leah McCourt, kind enough to join us. Massive win for her. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.